Do you want to create your own custom together mode scenes for Microsoft Teams meetings? I'm the productivity coach, and today I show you how. Hi, I'm Stuart Ridout, the productivity coach, and I'm a modern work customer success manager at Microsoft. So right now, while I'm recording this, Build 2021 is happening, and I recommend that you go and check it out because there are loads and loads of really exciting announcements, which is going to make it really easy for developers, whether they're in your company or whether they're third parties such as partners or vendors, to be able to build immersive experiences which will slot right into your modern work and Microsoft Teams experience, all the way through from pro devs through to new stuff that's in the Power Platform that makes it really, really exciting. But one of the things that's really interested me is on this blog post here, which is about Microsoft Teams announcing new dev features. Lots of really interesting stuff here about new collaborative apps, how you can have better meeting apps. So we've got an example here about a kitchen design tool which is integrated right into a meeting. So you can see how it'd be really easy to build these kind of immersive line of business apps there. But the one that's I think lots of customers are going to be really interested in is the together mode extensibility. So this is coming this summer, but it will allow you to design your own custom together mode scenes for use in Microsoft Teams. So I'm seeing lots of scenarios where people have got panels and things like this, and they can design their own together mode scenes to set people up the way they want them to go. So it is due to come this summer. We just look over here. So it is due for summer, but there is a link here to show you how you can start to build your scenes today. And if you click onto that, it goes off to a docs page talking about together mode in Teams. Definitely have a look here. It's got all stuff about different prerequisites, technical information about what your graphics should be like, best practices, etc. But if you want to just get in there and get started, there is a link here that says build a scene using the Scene Studio. So what we're just going to do is click onto this link here. So let's just go onto here, and this will take us to dev.teams.microsoft.com/scenes, and you can see here there is an example scene which has been provided for us. So let's have a look at that and see what that's like. So here we've got the main scene here. We can see all of the people, and then over on the right we've got all of these layers. So let's just hide me so I'm not in the way. That's it. Okay, so you can see here we've got 8 participants arranged in different ways, and as you hover over those you can see that they kind of light up on the together mode stage there. But we've also got some graphics which are kind of layered over the top here. So let's just take a look at this. So this one here I've got, it says foreground Santorini, and it's sitting in front of person 6 and person 5. So if we have a look here for 6 and 5, so there they are there. And okay, so if we look at this person here, they've got like a coconut, is it, sitting in front of them. And then also when we look here, we've got a nice clean line where the table is going in front of them. And again here for this person, we've got this nice clean line here actually where there's like a funny shape. So we can see that that would cut them. So what's happening is that that image here, this foreground image, is sitting over the top of those. Now if I drag this and actually put it behind 6 and 5, then now if we zoom in, you can see here on person 6, that coconut is now sitting behind them. And same here for person 5, they're actually sitting now in front of that table layout. And the same here, in fact, if you look at number 6, it looks like their body's sitting on top of that table layout. So it doesn't look really great. So there's some clever stuff that you can do here with layering up graphics and people, etc., to make them all work together. And then the other thing which just kind of stuck out to me here is number 7, person number 7 has got a couple of icons next to their name just here. Okay, now if we click in on person number 7, we can see that there is a special set of settings here which is about assigning that spot. So that spot there, number 7, has been assigned to the meeting organizer and a presenter. So it's a way for just arranging them. So that's actually the person here at the front. Is it number 7? Let me just hover over number 7. Yeah, so number 7 is that person at the front. So obviously we want the meeting organizer at the front there. So lots of flexibility. We can resize things to make people bigger. We can align them in different ways. So where you've put lots and lots of people on the scene, you can use these alignment tools to get them all together. Okay, so that's having a look at the sample one. So let's have a look at building one ourselves. So the first thing we're going to do now is actually find the graphics that we're going to use. So I'm going to go to unsplash.com. Okay, so unsplash.com, great website for getting photos and graphics, etc. And I'm going to search for office space. Okay, and we can see here loads and loads of really nice office space here that you could use. So let's look at this one here. I'm going to download this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this as a background. And what I want to do is just slightly blur it so that kind of the detail of this doesn't steal your focus. So I've got to that, and that is now gone into the background there and has been downloaded. So you can use any graphic editor to blur that. Now I don't have a graphic editor here, so I'm just going to search for blur image or blur images here. Okay, and you can see here there are lots of services that allow you to do this, but I'm going to try this one out here, which is called Be Funky. Okay, so I'm going to click Get Started here. And we're going to start a new one. Okay, and what we're just going to do is I'm going to go here, and this is the image that I had before. I'm going to drag that on. And what you can see here is it's already applied a blur for me. So if we just zoom here on the side, it's already applied a blur, and it's set about 30%. So you can drag this up or down to make it the way that you want it to work. But actually, I'm quite happy with that level of blur. So what I'm going to do is then go and I'm going to save that back onto my computer. I'm going to save it as a PNG and hit save. Okay, so that's now gone into my downloads. So I'm going to call that blurred background. Okay, and I'm going to copy that, and then just on my desktop I've got a folder here, and I've got a few different backgrounds that I'm playing with. Okay, so one of the ones you will notice, actually, let's just pop back to that, is I did find an image of a table which is kind of transparent at the back there. So got those in there, so let's just close down those tabs and pop back onto here. So what we're going to do is click up to this one here that says create a new scene. So I'm going to click create a new scene. This has opened up the scene canvas for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by dragging on that image. So let's just pop back onto my desktop, find that folder and blurred background. So I'm going to drag that on. Okay, that's popped that onto my canvas, and then I can make that a bit bigger. There we go. So actually my background was slightly different proportion to the background there. So when I've dragged it on, I've now got the ability to move that. Now what you will notice here is there is just this kind of border here. I suppose that's some kind of safe zone there. And that's just kind of saying that stuff on the outside of that might not be seen. So it's worth, if you're going to brand it and stick a logo on or something like that, to make sure that you're working within that area. Okay, so I've got my background on here, and then I'm also going to bring in my desk. So there is that table image. Okay, and again that is there. We can just make that a touch bigger. There we go, and we can bring that a little bit further down, whatever, so it works. So now I've got my background and I've got my foreground here for that. So what I'm going to do here is over on this panel here on the right hand side, I'm going to click to add participants. Okay, so I click that and it's saying how many participants do I want. So let's take 4. Okay, and we're going to click add. So you can see now that it's added them right down the bottom there. So what I need to do is make them bigger, move them into the correct spaces, etc. So if we start with person number 1, let's drag her away from the edge. Now, if you are too close to the edge, then when you go to resize them, it kind of gets limited by what's on that safe area. Whereas if you move it a bit further in, then you are less limited, sorry, on how big you can make them. So there is that person there. Okay, now what I can do here is drag that person up there, and we can just manually type over onto this side. We don't have to drag the slider. We can type the zoom percentage there as well. So if I just did 200 there, that person's there. Same here again, so I'm going to do 200 there, and again on this one 200 there. Okay, and then let me just hide myself. There we go, so we can see these settings down here. So we've got all of our people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Control to click and highlight all of those people. And then over here in the alignment, we've got these different options. So I'm going to want to align them on the bottom so that they are all lined up the same way. So if I just click Align Bottom, there they all are there. And then what I can do is just move those people. In fact, I should have spaced them out correctly first and then done it. So let's just do that again. And what you've noticed here is I have actually kind of overlapped them a little bit. So you just need to be kind of aware of that, because if you make them all like side by side, then you might end up with very small people who look proportionally a little bit odd. So now if we look at the bottom here though, you can see that my people are sitting over the top of the table. So that doesn't look so great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the table graphic and I'm going to put that higher than the people. So now when I zoom in, you can see that all of those people are nice and cleanly sitting behind that tabletop there. Okay, so really, really easy. So now the next thing to do is just kind of give it a name. So I'm going to call it my Corp Office Layout. There we go. And we can see here that we've got settings, so we can do things like look at mirroring participants, or we can auto zoom to fit participants so that they kind of end up the same size and you don't end up with a teeny weeny person who's sitting far away from their camera. So let's enable that one as well. Okay, so that is, I think that I'm done there. So I'm going to click Save. Okay, and then the next thing I can do is do it view in Teams, or kind of look at how I can share this. So here we can do share. Let's just zoom in here. So we've got the option to share or to export. So you can export this out into a package that somebody else can import later. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click this share button. Okay, and you can see share the scene app, and it says share Corp Office Layout with everyone. Okay, so if you click that, then that means that anyone in your organization will be able to do this, and you can grab that link, copy that, give that to other people, and if they paste that into a browser, what it will do is open Teams, and it will give them this experience here. Let it just load up a moment, and it'll give them an experience where they can install it. So here it's saying, here is the Corp Office Layout. Okay, it's giving you a warning that the app is not from your organization's app catalog or from the Teams store. So don't add the app unless you trust the person who shared it with you. So then we can click add here, and that will, in a moment, will just be added to our scene. So then all we need to do is then grab enough friends to be able to run a meeting, and then you should be able to switch over to that in your together mode settings and be able to view that. Now this is in preview, so if you don't have it right now, so you might be able to do the design work, but it might not work for you just yet in your Teams client. So you might need to enable the developer preview to be able to do this, or it may not have updated your client yet to be able to do this. So it is due to roll out in the summer. On the Teams Admin Center, I took a look today, and it says kind of starting kind of maybe June, rolling through into July on there. So but you can get ahead of the game and start to design your scenes and have lots of fun there with the Scene Studio there. So hopefully you like this, and you know you're gonna have great fun with that. Make sure if you're on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/productivity coach, that you hit that subscribe button and also the notification button, so you find out when new content comes. I'm trying to do more content also on LinkedIn. Please go and follow me on LinkedIn, where I'm doing little bite-sized content, which is kind of going up more frequently, just to show you little features that you might not have known about Microsoft Teams and some of the other Microsoft products. So that's all from me. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again on another video.